let's be real. Poetry can feel intimidating, right? But what if I told you the problem isn't the poems at all? It's how we're taught to read them. So today we're going to completely flip that script. We're going to stop trying to solve poetry and start, you know, actually experiencing it. And it all starts with this one simple idea. Poems aren't riddles. They're not some secret code designed to make you feel dumb. It's actually the complete opposite. Poets are desperate to communicate with you, to share something real. They just use a different set of tools to get there. All right, so let's get to the root of this, what I call the red wheelbarrow problem. Our frustration with poetry so often starts in the exact same place. A classroom, staring at a poem, and hearing that dreaded question. Tell me what it means. And this whole setup creates this high-stakes game where there's supposedly one right answer, and if you don't get it, well, you fail.
Oh man, I can picture it so clearly. You know the scene. A dim classroom, the low hum of an overhead projector, and just a few words thrown up on the wall. The feeling in the room isn't curiosity, it's pressure. Sound familiar? I bet it does. It's almost a universal experience.
And for so many of us, this was the poem. William Carlos Williams' The Red Wheelbarrow. And I'll be honest, staring at this, I had absolutely no clue where to even begin. And you know what? I still don't know what the answer is supposed to be, but I've learned to absolutely love this poem. Okay, so how do we fix this? First things first, we have to just throw out that old rule book. To actually enjoy poetry, you have to start by understanding what it's not. And this, right here, this is the paradigm shift that changes everything.
Okay, let's break this down. A riddle, its whole goal is to hide something, right? A poem might use fancy language, sure, like metaphors and stuff, but its goal is the exact opposite. It's trying to make an experience even clearer, more vivid, more precise. So you solve a riddle. But a poem? It just asks you to show up and experience it.
And while we're at it, a poem isn't a story either. Stories have plots, right? A beginning, a middle, an end. Things happen, characters change. Poems, most of the time, they don't really care about that stuff. They're way more like a snapshot, freezing one single intense moment or feeling in time.
Okay, so if a poem isn't a riddle to be solved or a story with a plot, what in the world is it? What are we supposed to do with it? All right, here's the big idea, the game changer. I want you to think of a poem, like a photograph. Think about it. You look at a photo of you and your friends, and you don't try to figure it out. You don't grill your friend, okay, tell me what this means, or you fail. Of course not, that's absurd. You look at the photo to relive the experience, right? To feel that moment again. A poem is doing the exact same thing. It's just using words instead of light. It's a snapshot of an experience, and it's inviting you, the reader, to come and share in that moment. There's no secret code, there's just an experience to be shared. Okay, theory's great, but let's put this into practice. Let's take this new photograph mindset and go back to our old friend, the red wheelbarrow, and see what happens. So, forget what does it mean. Let's ask, what does it feel like? What do I see? For me, I'm suddenly on the porch of this old farmhouse. It's one of those misty, gray days where the rain isn't really falling, it's just glazing everything. You can hear the chickens clucking around in the mud. And there's the wheelbarrow. It's just a quiet moment, a moment of peace. That's it. That's the experience. And here's the aha moment. If you can feel that quiet farmhouse moment, even for a second, you got the poem. You did it. The goal was never to crack some impossible code. It was just to share in a moment of unexpected beauty.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That's great for a simple poem like The Red Wheelbarrow, but what about the tough ones? You know, the ones with complex language and weird structures that feel, well, just as impossible as a riddle. What do we do then?
We start with this, and this idea is so freeing. A good poem isn't trying to trick you or lock you out. It actually contains all the clues you need to read it. You just have to trust it, slow down, and really listen to what it's trying to show you.
So let's build a simple 3-step toolkit for any poem that seems difficult at first. Step 1, don't dive into the weeds. Start big. Look for patterns, for the overall structure. Step 2, just try to figure out what it says. What's the basic argument, the simple, literal meaning? And only after that, step 3, we go back in for the most important part, the experience, the sounds, the images, the feelings.
All right, time for a real challenge. Let's try this out on a poem by Gerard Manley Hopkins. And I'll be totally upfront. The first time I read this, I understood, yeah, pretty much none of it. The words made sense on their own, but together, it felt like gibberish.
Okay, step 1. Find the pattern. Forget what Kingfisher's catch fire actually means for a second. Just look at the shape of it. It's a list, right? Kingfishers do something. Dragonflies do something. Stones do something. Bells do something. He's just making a list of things in nature and describing them doing their thing, expressing their unique inner selves. So the pattern is things being themselves.
Okay, now for step 2. What does it say? What's the logic? Well, Hopkins takes that pattern, everything expressing its true self, and then he applies it to people. He says a just man, justice is. He acts out his own inner nature. And for Hopkins, who was a priest, that inner nature was divine. It was an expression of Christ within him. So boom, we now basically understand the poem's argument. But wait, a summary is not the destination. That's just step 2. If that's all there was, why write a poem? The real payoff, the whole point of poetry, is moving past what it says and into what it feels like, the experience. This is the big question, the one that really matters. Because if all we get is a summary, there's no reason to ever read the poem again. We could just read the summary. So why did he write this beautiful, musical poem instead of just, an essay? What's in the experience? And this is step 3, where we just get to enjoy it. We savor it. For me, the meaning here is all about the sound, the pure joy of the language. Just listen to it. Kingfishers catch fire. You hear that pop of K sounds and then the soft Fs? It literally sounds like a flash of light. Or how about tumbled over, rim and roundy wells? That cascade of Rs and Ls? It feels like water tumbling over stones. The poem is meaningful to me because it lets me share a moment with someone who was so in love with the world and with language that he had to invent new ways to describe it. I get to see through his eyes. And that right there is the whole secret. Your job as a reader of poetry isn't to be a detective hunting for the right answer. It's simply to show up, be open, and participate in the amazing, rich, and deeply human experience the poet is offering you. The great critic Kenneth Burke really nailed it. He said that poetic meaning isn't some simple statement you can just agree or disagree with. It's found in the maximum heaping up of all these emotional factors. It's the whole messy, beautiful, complicated pile of feelings and sounds and images. So go read a poem, even a tough one. Your job isn't to figure it out. It's just to find what makes it meaningful to you.